Today I'm going to be sharing with you the Sounds Fishy board game. It's going to be less about how to play it and strategy and more about how the game's been over the last couple months, because we've been playing this about a dozen times, and this video is just going to show how we found the game and some extra information for you so you know what will keep the game still fun and entertaining. So firstly, for those who don't already know, it's a game where you have to try and make up a lie if you get a red fish, and if you get a blue fish, you have to tell the truth. So for instance, if you get a card, this one says, a woman from Bristol, UK got stuck in the bathroom window trying to do what? That side would be facing the reader, and on the opposite side, you would see the question and the answer. This faces the people with the fish. Now the people with the fish, if you get a blue one, you'd have to read that out, but try and deceive the person to make it sound like you're lying. And if you've got a red fish, you'd have to try and actually lie and not read this answer out. So the correct answer is throw her poo out the window. So the blue fish would read that, but try and make it deceptive. The red fish might go, she was trying to climb out the shower. Now the things that we've discovered playing this game over the last couple months is that if you don't keep these fish in good condition, it can spoil the fun of the game. So for instance here, this one's a red fish, and it has a little bit of damage on the tail there. So if this was facing up like this on the tabletop, when the person's trying to guess who's lying, they may see this imperfection. Now, being a red fish, it isn't too bad, but if this was the blue fish, there is only one blue fish provided with every box, and this is because there's only one truth that's going to be told by a person. So the first recommendation is to try and keep these pieces very clean and pristine so it doesn't give away any secrets for the card reader. Otherwise, this could start spoiling the game, and I'm not aware of being able to get these pieces separate. So you'd potentially have to order another game box if you require a new blue fish. I can't be sure though, but that would be my recommendations. Just keep at least the blue fish clean and pristine. Next thing I'd recommend is to put the playing tokens, because you do get playing tokens if you can deceive the person either with the truth or a lie. Keep these in little packages, because this makes it easier to set the game up and pack it back down. Because when you initially get these, they're stored in a cardboard pop-out. So initially it's stored okay, but then these can start going all over the place, and to have to arrange them each time you play the game, it can get a little bit frustrating. So keep them in separate packets so you can easily find the pieces and they don't get lost or fall over the place, which delays game time. Now the other thing to note is with the game itself, if you haven't set it up where each of the cards are facing the exact same way up, for instance, as you can see, if we move from this card to this card to this card and then to this card, the person reading the question, who would usually get the question only, if they receive this card here, they would have both the question and the answer. So the recommendation is to just quickly flick through the pack before you start the game and make sure that all the sides with the blue writing is facing the correct direction, and that the person who is reading the cards will always receive this side here. And the final thing I'd probably recommend is so the game doesn't get repetitive, because even though there's a lot of cards, if you keep putting the cards back in the pile, because there's a little box here, so this little box is where they'd go, you pull out the card, as you can see the person reading out won't see the answer. So my recommendation is to keep the ones that you've already done out of the box. So if you as, let's say, a family or the same group of friends keep playing the game, you don't remember the answers. Otherwise, it could get very easy if you're constantly pulling out the Walt Disney Mickey Mouse card. Potentially the person reading it may remember this answer from previous, which could spoil the game. So they're the only few things that I'd say I'd recommend to keep track of with the game. Otherwise, it is a very fun game to play. As long as you can read, it's basically going to be a good game for most ages. They do recommend possibly about 10 and up, but if you've got a child in the family who's about 8 or older, you can play the game with them, and it should still be good fun. Designed for up to 10 players. Even though there's 9 fish, obviously there's only 9 fish because there'll be some person reading out the card, so they won't have a fish for themselves. So that's the quick look at the Sounds Fishy game and what you may need to know if you're going to be playing it frequently. If you'd want to purchase the board game, I've left a link in the description where you can go and purchase the game and hopefully have some good fun with the family. And thanks for watching.